the feature so many of our listeners wait for each day. Producer's Picks.
Jerry Diglio.
I'm sure they're just beside themselves for this.
They're really starstruck right now. They really are. Ladies, don't get nervous. He's just like us. Jared, Producer's Picks is really picking up some steam here. People want to know, what's on your mind?
Well, first, I have a bit of a newsy update for everybody. COVID-19 vaccine distribution programs at Massachusetts universities are the latest to lose their supply doses as the state focuses on other distribution paths. This is according to WCVB. Boston University announced it will stop administering first doses in the vaccination program for eligible individuals, but anybody already scheduled for a second dose through the university will be able to get the second dose before the program is stopped. But just if you had planned on going to a university to get your vaccine, just check and be aware that they're not doing that anymore as Charlie Baker redistributes the focus of something.
As the octopus slowly makes its way back to your computer screen. Just be aware of that. Thank you for the update, Jared.
Another update. So yesterday we talked about the former Mr. Potato Head who was just becoming Potato Head. However, and it's still unclear exactly what happened, but yesterday, I believe in the 4 or the 5 o'clock hour, the blue checkmark Hasbro toy company account tweeted out that Mr. Potato Head is not going anywhere and that he and Mrs. Potato Head will continue to be products that you can buy.
Okay, so I want to talk about this, Jared, because I have this theory, and someone actually put it into words for me, and it was someone said, I'm convinced. This is Dave Smith. He said, I'm convinced that the woke bleep, the woke BS, let's say, is a corporate plot to distract the left from the real issues that they used to protest, i.e. like war, banker bailouts. And then he said, but it's having the same effect on the right. It's so tempting to just bash idiotic woke BS all day and not focus on what matters. And this got me thinking, because I've seen this before. Like I saw this story about how this petition popped up that they wanted to change the names of the Trader Joe's products. And if you read the story, everyone read it. Like we read it on Howie's show, other radio people read it. It was all over Twitter. And everyone wasted time on it and talked about it. And I'm not blaming it. I would, if it was a story today, I would read it. Just like we're reading the Mr. Potato Head story. But if you actually read it, the petition itself had like 75 signatures. And someone just saw it, wrote a news story about it, and then all of a sudden, it was a story. And it was a real thing. That's how easy it is nowadays. You start a petition, it's free to start them online. You get one person from like BuzzFeed to write a story about it, and then you've got a movement. You've got a cultural moment happening. And the thing about the Mr. Potato Head is that while it's ridiculous and distracting, it was also great PR for them. Because when was the last time that you were talking about Mr. Potato Head? I'm asking is a serious question, Jared.
That's a fair point. It was probably one of the Toy Story movies, and I didn't really talk about those. So
I honestly forgot that Mr. Potato Head even existed, and then we had the whole conversation yesterday, and I slowly started to remember all of the different pieces that Mr. Potato Head came with.
Potato rights are human rights, Grace.
Yes, exactly. And I remember the top hat. And I remembered the blue shoes and the weird arms. And I'm just saying, this was great press. Every knock a boost for Mr. Potato Head. That's my only point. And by the way, Oreo, the cookie company, got in on it too.
Yes, I saw.
They tweeted out, trans people exist. So in case you were, in case last night this whole Mr. Potato Head thing was really bothering you and you couldn't sleep because you just kept thinking, what does Oreo think about this? What does Nabisco, where do they stand on this Mr. Potato Head situation? That is where they stand.
So CPAC, a.k.a. RINO Spring Break, is happening this weekend in Orlando. And the only really good thing of interest is that President Trump's going to speak on Sunday, which is the first time we're going to hear from him since he had his, I guess, farewell at Joint Base Andrews. But, CPAC, it's rhinos, and this is what happened when the directors of the conference had to address the attendees to CPAC.
Well, as Dan mentioned, we are in a private facility, and we do want to be respectful of the ordinances that they have as their private property. So please, everyone, when you're in the ballroom, when you're seated, you should still be wearing a mask.
Ugh.
So if everybody can go ahead, work on that. I know, it's not the most fun.
You have the right.
Listen, that stuff doesn't bother me.
Two rhinos?
Yeah, but it's not them. You know what I mean? It's never them. It's the buildings or whatever. It's like people, for me, it's like the people who go into the restaurants and put up a big stink about not wearing a mask. I get you're frustrated. I get that you don't think it works. But the guy who runs the restaurant is just trying to keep his restaurant open. It doesn't necessarily mean that he believes in the science of it. He just doesn't want to fine. He's just trying to make ends meet. It's like we're going after the wrong, people. We're blaming the wrong people, I should say.
And more fun from CPAC, God's answer to a prayer nobody made, Jim Acosta showed up.
Wait, Jared, can I ask you something?
Yes.
You seem like you have something against CPAC, and we've never discussed this. You seem like you're really against it.
I mean, it's rush week for the rhinos, really.
Yeah, but there's some good Republicans who are going
No,
to
there are some good Republicans that have to go. I'm sure Charlie Baker is going to be there.
Mitt Romney's not speaking. That's something I think you could get behind.
There are like 4 Republicans that I actually like, so hopefully some of them are there. But
okay, well,
generally speaking,
Yeah, I get you. All right, go ahead, play it.
So this was Jim Acosta showing up, walking through a crowd on his way into the facility in Orlando at CPAC.
Dear Diary, today at CPAC, everyone was really mean to me. So does that mean he took a break from hiding in the bushes at Trump's golf courses?
Yes, it does. Although Orlando's not, it's not a ridiculous distance away from Mar-a-Lago. It's a couple hours, so he probably just drove up there, and then he'll be, standing outside of the Trump suite, the former bridal suite, as they say at Mar-a-Lago, with his boombox up. Playing some Peter Gabriel tonight, just so the president can come to the balcony and look at him.
I can just picture him, like looking at Trump through the bushes as Trump's golf cart goes by, and then he gets the call from Jeff Zucker. He goes, Acosta, put down the binoculars. We need you at CPAC. He's like, I'm on it, boss.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I'm on it, boss, but I'm coming right back here afterwards. That's crazy. Anything else, Jared?
Yes, now on to the important thing that we promised yesterday.
Oh.
The Los Angeles Times has released their list, and they have ranked the Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, I forgot about
which ones are the best. Now, yesterday, you seemed to be a little bullish on the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
They're kind of your...
CPAC. Yeah. No, that's exactly right. I have a little bit of attitude towards the Girl Scouts. It's not that. I think they're good. You give me a Thin Mint, I put it in the freezer. I'm happy. I'll have like 10 of them because, you don't get satisfied after 2. But they're good. They're fine. But I think it changed for me. For a while, they were only accessible a few times a year. When they were being sold, your mom had to buy them, bring them back. She would say, I bought 2 boxes, like 1 Samoa, 1 Thin Mints. Don't eat them all at once. And my brothers would eat all of them at once. But then a lot of stores, like grocery stores, started making kind of knockoff versions that were exactly the same. And they lost their je ne sais quoi for me. They lost their sparkle because I was like, oh, they're really just cookies.
Understood. So you're Thin Mints then, definitely?
It depends. Is there a freezer available?
They do go into frozen rankings as well on this.
Thin Mints for me are number 1 for frozen. If it's just plain, like if I just have to eat them room temp, God forbid, I would probably go with the Samoas.
Samoas / Caramel Delights, because So I learned this today, that certain bakeries are allowed to use the trademarked Girl Scout cookie names like Samoas or Tagalongs or Thin Mints, and other unfranchised, I guess, bakeries can only call them Caramel Delights or a peanut butter sandwich cookie or something like that.
Okay.
So, but yes, Samoas are number 1. That's kind of the oatmeal-ish Well, it's not oatmeal.
It's coconut caramel chocolate.
Caramel
really,
with the
really
chocolate.
quite delicious.
That came in as number 1. Number 2 are the tagalongs or the peanut butter patties, and those are the chocolate-covered peanut butter cookies.
Now, those are delicious. Those are also very good frozen. And for me, the temperature of desserts is really, it's a crucial element that you can't leave out. Depending on what temp I can have it at, that really changes it. But I do like tagalongs. They're good.
Coming in at number 3 were the Do-si-dos or the peanut butter sandwich cookies.
Not a fan of those.
They always taste a little bit like grass to me.
They're just so basic.
Thin Mints, a crime, coming in at number 4.
That is not right. That is not right.
And usually I don't go for everybody loves this, it's the best. I don't think Cheers was the best TV show ever, even though everybody loved it. I think other things are overrated like that.
Hold on. Can we pause here for a second? Do people say that Cheers is the
Oh,
best
yeah.
TV show ever?
A lot of people, especially around here, it was shoved down my throat growing up.
Okay, first of all, my parents had their first date at the Cheers bar in Boston. No one in my family ever said that Cheers is the best show ever. I mean, I think people liked it. The best show ever? Especially not now with the golden age of TV. We're talking Mad Men. We're talking Game of Thrones. Cheers? I don't know how you drop that into this Girl Scout cookie talk as if I'm not going to respond to it.
All right, well, Thin Mints are number 4 on the list. Number 5 are the Toffee-tastic, which I am unfamiliar with. That must be some new...
I am also unfamiliar, so I'm shocked they're coming in at number 5.
Yes, the Girl Scout S'mores version 1 sandwich. Apparently, there are 2 different versions of the s'mores. Coming at number 6.
Where do the butter ones rank? The little horsemen. They're like a Lorna Doone kind of.
Oh, the trefoils, the shortbread?
Yeah, I like those.
That have the 3 girls with their hair, not horses on them.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
That's the Girl Scout logo.
I don't look at them before I eat them. I just eat their cookies.
That comes in at number 8.
Okay. Well, I think I get the gist. I mean, we did the top 5.
Yeah.
Very good, Jared. I disagree with the
Oh, wow,
list.
I didn't realize I'd gone so late. I apologize.
You just got carried
I'm
away.
very passionate about Cheers and cookies and CPAC.
Cheers. I mean, I could do a whole segment on that. Is Cheers the best show ever? We should make that the poll question. 99% would say no.
I would say no.
I don't know. I don't know if you would. You just dropped that in there casually, like you were trying to make it
That's
into
what I'm saying.
fact.
Like the popular things that get shoved down your throat and you're told they're the best. It's not.
Jared, I'm not going to harp on it, but never in my life have I been told that's the best. You know what? We'll ask Howie on the other side. Maybe he's a big Cheers guy. I just don't know that. By the way, guys, before we go to break here, I want to let you know that if you go to gracecurleyshow.com and click on store, you can get a Lakes Cosmetics Institute Grace's goodies. That's Lakes Cosmetic Institute. They're fabulous. You can get Botox. You can get a lot of non-surgical things done. And a $50 gift certificate is yours, but you only have to pay $25. That's half off. It's a really great deal. I'm telling you guys, I've been to them before. They're absolutely fabulous. Jennifer is awesome, so make sure you check them out. And on the other side, I think I'm going to ask Howie a little bit about his thoughts on CPAC. And maybe his thoughts on Cheers and his thoughts on Girl Scout cookies. If you're thinking of replacing your carpets due to pet stains and odors, you must try Genesis 950. The reviews are amazing, as this is one product that actually works. With water, it breaks down the bonds of stains and odors, so they're gone for good. Its antibacterial component removes pet odors from carpets and padding. It can be used in a carpet cleaning machine, and it's green, so it's safe for your pets and for your family. But my favorite part about Genesis 950, my favorite detail in this, is that it is made in America, and that is very hard to find nowadays. So if you're tired of pet cleaners that don't work, if you're tired of paying a lot for your cleaners, if you're tired of waiting for things to come back into stock or buying things from Amazon, this is your chance. Order a gallon of industrial strength Genesis 950. Makes up to 7 gallons. So you buy the one, you add water, you get 7 gallons of cleaner. That's a great deal. Order 1 gallon direct at genesis950.com to receive a free spray bottle, free shipping, and a $10 coupon using code GRACE. That's genesis950.com. Coupon only available for 1 gallon purchase. Genesis 950, much cheaper than replacing your carpets. We'll be back on the other side. I'm Grace Curley, and this is The Grace Curley Show.
You're listening to The Grace Curley Show.